Welcome. You're watching the NDTV Profit Conclave, the blueprint for Viksit Bharat at 2047. India today stands at a defining moment in its economic trajectory. As one of the largest and fastest growing economies, we're not just aiming for higher GDP figures. We're laying the foundation for an Atmanirbhar Bharat. At the center of this is the crucial public-private partnership, and who better to discuss this than the man at the center of it all. Union Minister of Commerce and Industry, Piyush Goyal, is a visionary who has been instrumental in steering India's journey towards Viksit Bharat. Under his leadership, India's commerce and trade landscape has witnessed unprecedented growth, with India clocking its highest ever exports of about $776 billion in 2022-23, which is further poised to touch a record $800 billion this year. Mr. Goyal has also been pivotal in fortifying India's international trade relations. In 2022, he led the signing of an FTA with the United Arab Emirates, which he recognized as the fastest negotiated FTA globally. Mr. Goyal's visionary thinking is also evident in domestic initiatives designed to transform India into a global manufacturing hub. It was under his leadership that the production-linked incentive schemes, which now form the cornerstone of the Make in India initiative, were first launched. Today, as we delve into his vision of Viksit Bharat, we are privileged to gain insight from a leader who's one of the biggest driving forces behind India's transformation. Please join me in welcoming Shri Piyush Goyal. So, I'm going to start with, of course, the theme of today is Viksit Bharat, but I'm going to start by talking about the hot button topic. Since you are the master negotiator, have we started our preparations for the biggest negotiation right now, which is with the United States? Everyone since morning is talking about how India will swing the bilateral, which will be a model maybe for every nation in the world.
Madam, I think there can be no better negotiation than the Prime Minister. In fact, as one of the foreign newspapers mentioned, one can take a master class from Prime Minister Modi in negotiation. He was amongst the first international leaders of a large country to be invited to the White House just about 20 days into the new administration. He also shares a very strong relationship with President Trump. And that relationship over the years has only grown bigger and better. They both are leaders with a nationalist outlook. When American president talks about making America great again, and when Prime Minister Modi talks about Viksit Bharat, in a way is talking about making India great again. And that's why he termed it a mega partnership for prosperity. MAGA plus MEGA equaling mega partnership. And therefore, you will appreciate that this is a relationship between two friendly nations. It's a relationship between two trusted partners. And it's a relationship which is on the bedrock of two powerful democracies. Therefore, we don't compete as much as we complement each other. We collaborate for world good, for world and human good. And I personally think that we will have a good and even better relationship with the US. Obviously, we have started working on different ideas, engaging with different stakeholders within and outside the government, preparing ourselves for discussions which we hope will start soon. The bottom line is that this is an opportunity for India to expand trade with the US. In fact, we've set a very ambitious target of $500 billion by 2030. And we look at this opportunity as a way to make India more competitive, come out with quality products, look at mutual concessions and attractive trading conditions which will support growth both in America and in India for the shared prosperity of the people of both countries.
Sir, the point you made about MAGA and MIGA, something that the Prime Minister said, comes together to form a mega combination between India and the United States. Now, having said that, the fact still remains that there will be a negotiation. President Trump also believes in negotiation, and you're right, Prime Minister Modi is a master negotiator. When we talk about reciprocal tariffs, is that something that we in India will try to avoid and find a solution that works for both sides? What's the blueprint there?
Our biggest concern, due to which one would say India does have slightly higher than many other countries, has been the non-market economies. Economies which do not have transparent trading systems, economies which do not give equal access to India when we are trading with them. And therefore, to protect domestic industry, we have often had to resort to higher tariffs. The American problem is pretty much similar, where they have a reverse situation. They have lower tariffs, but because of which these non-market economies are flooding the market with a lot of goods which hurt domestic manufacturing. So in a way, the problem of America is the same as the problem of India. And what we are working on is for mutual benefit, for resolving these issues for both our countries, for businesses in both our countries. Our situation with America is pretty much different than many other countries. And therefore, as I said earlier, we complement each other. We can give mutual concessions to each other, tariff reductions, make it easier to import and export both between the two countries. We've already taken a significant number of measures to strengthen the US-India relationship. We have both strategic, bilateral, multilateral engagements. We have defense ties. We have strong ties in education and people-to-people ties. So together, we are working on several initiatives. Trade will supplement our efforts to do much greater good for the people of US and India.
So what is your message for industry? A lot of viewers who are watching this in our universe, this is an NDTV Profit conclave, would be businesses who are wondering that if India lowers tariffs, do we get hurt? If India does not lower tariffs and we're exporting, do we get hurt? Market investors right now, one thing at the back of the mind is also tariffs. What is your message for them?
Well, they would be better advised to be bold, to believe in the India growth story, to have the confidence that India is competitive in the products that we make, and that they have a government which is a listening government, a leader who cares for every person in India, whether manufacturer, whether service provider, person in small industry, in big industry. And therefore, I don't think there is any cause for concern. My own feeling is we should enter into this negotiation from a position of strength, boldly, be willing to compete with the US. Madam, tell me, can there be any product where we cannot compete with an economy where the per capita income is $80,000 per person? We are at $3,000 per person. If there's any product where we can't compete with the United States with such a large differential on the labor costs, I don't see any cause for concern really. So I think Indian industry is better advised to be bold, to be confident. We can assure them that this is a golden opportunity to expand business. It'll open up a floodgate of new business opportunities. And my sense is those who are panicking today will regret tomorrow.
Said so. Well said. Those who are panicking today will regret tomorrow. Let me come to the question of Viksit Bharat, which is our theme. And this, I think, the moment we are in right now with negotiations, etc., our place in the world on global trade is a milestone on the way of what we think is Viksit Bharat. I'm very keen to know, sir, your vision of Viksit Bharat by 2047. There is one definition which is per capita income, but what is India's vision of Viksit Bharat?
I think Prime Minister Narendra Modi has laid out a very nice roadmap as we go along this journey in the Amrit Kaal. In the first 10 years, his focus was to make sure that 140 crore Indians, every person in India, is assured of good quality housing, food, clothing, education, healthcare, electric connection, cooking gas connection, digital connectivity, access through roads, railways, air connectivity. If you recall, roti, kapda, makan, bijli, sadak, pani, swasth, shiksha, these were the issues which grapple the lives of almost a large part of India for decades. Generations would pass with people still struggling to build a home of their own. Prime Minister Modi, in 10 years, through his very laser focus on public welfare and development, has taken 140 crores lives to a better level of living, better quality of life. He has ensured everybody has a bank account of their own. Almost 4 crore families have got a free home in the first years. Another 3 crore will get it in the next 5 years. Every home has a toilet of its own, cooking gas connection, electricity, digital connectivity, road leading up to their village and their home. Now, water is going to every home through a tap. Basic needs of life are all being taken care of. This is leading to young Indians, and our average age is only 28.4 years. Each of these young person connected with the internet, either through a smartphone or a television or a laptop, is today aspiring for a better quality of wants all the good things in life which the rest of the world enjoys. And given India's purchasing power parity, the fact that our costs are lower, our living standards are better at lower costs, we are in a situation that as the economy grows from about 4 trillion to 35 trillion by 2047, we will have a per capita income of nearly $20,000 plus. And that will make sure that every citizen in this country has a good quality of life with a good job or a good business, a good startup or entrepreneurial work, maybe running his own service center, providing professional services as we see more and more service sector growth, engage with tourism, engage with infrastructure development. So the opportunities in the next 20 years, 25 years are going to be massive in every field. And in the twin pillars of growth, investment-led growth and consumption-led growth, I can see a very, very rapid transformation of the Indian economy, resting on calibrated reforms to support not only ease of doing business and cost of doing business, but also ease of living and a life which is comfortable, a life which is satisfying, a life which is both taking care of your material needs and taking care of your altruistic needs. That will be the true definition of Viksit Bharat. If you recall, Deen Dayal Upadhyay had explained it as integral humanism. Every aspect of a person's life. It could be your family life. It could be your life in amongst friends. It could be the society you live in. The entire human requirements, spiritual, material, cultural, all of them put together. The quotient of happiness, everything makes for a good, satisfied life and Viksit Bharat at 2047.
Well put, sir. Thank you so much, Shri Piyush Goyal, laying out that excellent and very detailed vision, which is also about quality of life, not just a number of per capita GDP. Thank you so much for your time, sir. We here at the NDTV network really appreciate it and appreciate you laying out your vision. And of course, we're all waiting to see what the outcome of these bilateral negotiations are. We're sure India will come out on top. Thank you.
Thank you. Namaste.